What's going on, guys? It's SJ Cubes. In this video, I'm going to be showing you all of my mains for all the WC events that I do practice. So, starting off, we have the 2x2. I'm just going to push all this back. So I use the Diane Tanyan V1. It's a pretty old cube. I don't really do 2x2 that much. I mainly got this just because it's a very quiet cube. Magnet strength is good. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a shadow of two magnets there. It's fairly strong, but you know, it makes the cube a little bit more stable, which I like. Corner cutting is decent whenever I show it, but during solves, I do tend to get some catches. Reverse corner cutting is pretty good, but I have it on very loose tensions right now, so corner twists are very easy, especially if I like, I'm not sure how to recreate it, but if I do that, and then sometimes when I have to corner cut, I would catch the edge and it would corner twist. But I'm actually going to get the MGC 2i2 soon, but that's not going to come here for a while, so I'm just going to make this video now. But I normally average about 4 to 5 seconds on 2x2 now. I'm practicing a little bit more. I use the Ortega method. So yeah, moving on. For 3x3, I use the WRM Maglev edition, 2021. I think that this is probably one of my favorite cubes ever. It's just so effortless to turn, and it's like very, very smooth and soft, and it's very fast. The corner cutting is amazing. Oh, that was a good example. Corner cutting is amazing. There's one spot here where it doesn't cut, but other than that, it's very good. Like, it can go there and basically line to line regular. And of course, the insides are purple, which makes it look very nice when solving. I have the magnets on the second highest strength. I'm not sure if you can see that. And the spring compression on the lowest, aka the loosest or the weakest. And I just kept the tensions the same out of the box. I just use CFOP method for this, and I average around 12 seconds, I'd say. Next, let's go to the 4x4. I use the MGC 4x4. I just made a video on this actually covering all of the big cubes. You can go check that out. I'll link it in the description. And I just love this cube. It's so smooth, it's so crisp and crunchy, I think, and it's incredibly fast. Like, it's just amazing. It's much better than all the other 4x4s I had. Like, before this, I used the Bulk 4, but the magnets on the inner layers were way too strong for me. I could barely do PLL parity. Like, I had to do this instead of slice moves. But that might have been my fault because I didn't get the regular magnet edition. I just got the stronger magnets because, as any beginner cuber, I thought that stronger magnets meant better. But yeah, I use the Yao method for this, and I average around 40 or high 40s. Yeah, moving on, have the MGC 5x5. Same story as the 4x4, except it's not as crunchy. It's very smooth. Again, it's very, very smath. It's very fast. And I use Yao on this as well. I use Yao on all my big cubes, actually. And the main reason I love this is just because it's just incredibly fast and smooth. Next, we have the MGC 6x6 again. I use Yao. Oh, and I think I forgot to mention, but on the 5x5, I average around 1 minute 40 seconds. And on 6x6, I average just barely sub 4 minutes. And basically the same reason as the 4x4. And unlike the 5x5, it's crispy and crunchy just like the 4x4. You can probably hear the sound differences, actually. And yeah, it's again a very, very fast cube, and it doesn't take that much effort to turn, so your fingers and hands won't get as tired solving it. And finally, the 7x7, as I said before, I use Yao on this one as well. I honestly, I'm not sure what I average, so let me just check that really quickly. But I don't do too many solves on this, so it's a little bit hard to tell, but this one I think is more similar to the 5x5 than the 6x6 was, mainly because just it's a very smooth cube. Like, sorry, it's a little bit hard for me to turn because I have very tiny hands. but it's a very smooth cube. Like, I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm just gonna bring it up to the mic then. You know, it's amazing. It's just my favorite cube, like by far, out of any cube. And let me actually check on that. Oh yeah, I average about 7 minutes on 7x7. It's not great, but you know, I gotta practice a little bit more. Moving on to the non-end-by-ends. I don't do clock, by the way, so I don't have a clock main. I use the MGC Square One. So basically, a ton of my mains are MGC. I have one more main this MGC actually that I'm going to be showing next. And this cube is just amazing. Like, I think that all the good Square One people use this just because it's incredibly smooth, but then it's really stable because the magnets are strong on the slice layer, and then on the top and bottom layer, it like clicks into each of these little notches, and I think that's incredible. And I average, it kind of depends. I'm not that consistent. Normally around 40 seconds, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the method I use is called. Probably just like beginner's method. I don't do anything fancy or anything like that. Moving on to Mega Minx MGC. This is my last MGC main. I honestly barely do Mega Minx. I kind of see it as just like a big 3x3, so I just use beginner's method because I don't know any of the old L's for this, but this is honestly pretty similar to the 4x4 actually. It's pretty fast. I'm not really sure what turns to do. Like, I can just do this. It's pretty fast. I have it on pretty loose tensions. Just because that's what they came at, and I didn't really want to change all 12 sides with a screwdriver. So yeah, but it's again a very fast cube. This is more crunchy in my opinion. So it's more similar to the 4x4 and 6x6. And for the last, or second to last, I have the X-Man Wingy Cube. I think it's the V1. I got stickered for some reason. I don't know. I honestly have no idea what the method I use is called. I think I just use beginner's method. I'm not too sure. I'm very slow at cubes, so just don't even comment on this. I don't practice that much, and the finger tricks are just so weird compared to a 3x3. Like, you gotta do like this stuff. It's satisfying to turn, but it's just so confusing. And for my last main, I have the Pyraminx. I use the Chi MS. This is my first magnetic Pyraminx. Before this, I just used a random Pyraminx that my friend gave me. It used ball bearings instead of magnets. It was pretty decent though. I guess this one really like clicks into place. So if I apply constant force, like it takes a little bit for it to go, you know, because like that static friction there, kind of the magnets are just super strong, and that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing because it's more stable because it's a non-cubic puzzle, obviously. So here I'm like gripping it, and it feels like more solid in my hands compared to this because the tips can move around, you know, and then everything can just kind of slide. But the strong magnets definitely help with that. I'm not great at Pyraminx. Sorry about that. That was my dogs barking for some reason. But I average about 15 seconds now. I used to average around 12 seconds. But you know, I'm not practicing as much, and I'm not sure what method I use. I kind of just created my own algorithms. So it's probably not that efficient or advanced, but yeah, I just do Pyraminx for fun, really. Yeah, these are all my mains. I don't do clock, unfortunately. I don't even own a clock, so I can't really make a main video about that. But if I were to get one soon, I will update this video, and my 2x2 main would also have changed by then. Maybe my other mains would have as well. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you want, go check out my other videos. I'll include a link to the MGC reviews in the description below. And yeah, please consider subscribing and like this video if you enjoyed it. Bye, guys.